Scary Sis.
And I'm Scary Bro.
And we are
The
Scary
Sibs.
Sibs. Greetings, mortals.
Greetings, mortals, and welcome to Scary Sibs.
What is wrong, brother?
You wished me into an active volcano. We're not friends.
Well, why did I wish you into a volcano?
I don't know. You tell me.
I think it's because of the stunt you pulled with the leprechaun.
I was only trying to make us a bit of money.
Well, how did that turn out? Do we have any money?
That's not the point.
It is the point.
Anyway, let's proceed with this month's video, shall we?
We shall.
That being said, you may notice our change of location for this video. We're filming out in the graveyard today because we are creating our very own club for our fans and our friends.
Yes, we are tired of being each other's only companion.
Well, we have had others on our show, but every time we invite a guest character into our crypt, it always ends in disaster. Let's take a look back on the delightful folks that have graced us in the past, shall we? First off, there were the box demons that possessed us. That was fun to deal with.
Yes, and let us not forget last month when we had Seamus O'Reilly, the leprechaun who hated Brother for stealing his gold.
My face still hurts from that. And just prior to that event, there was Count Dracula, who was anything but cool.
Well, it could have been Count Dracula if you had listened to me, but no, you had to go rogue. Anyway, I guess that's all the guests we've had, right?
Well, of course, who can forget?
Oh no, I forgot about Krampus.
Anywho, the point is that every guest character we've had on the show has caused mayhem in some form, either from being an absolute numbskull or hating us.
Hate you. Anyway, we decided to start a club. However, we didn't know where to start, so naturally we turned to a specific type of horror film to help us out.
Yes, we are ranking the top 10 horror movies about cults. Not saying that our club is a cult by any means, but hey, they know how to draw a crowd.
Yeah, we figured that if we use one thing from each of the top horror cult films, we will for sure make some new friends. Solid plan.
Agreed, sister. So as we rank, we will also show you all what item or idea we are taking from that film to help us make friends.
I'm excited. Let us begin our list of the top 10 horror movies about cults.
Number 10, Mandy. A lumberjack named Red, played by Nicolas Cage, has his life upended when a hippie cult breaks into their home and murders his wife, Mandy. Now, with revenge on his mind, he sets out on a violent and surreal quest to kill the cultists and the demonic biker gang that protects them.
This movie is weird. Everything from the lighting to the plot to the influences of heavy metal. The cult in this film is your typical hippie cult, and the leader is not very fearsome when you get him alone. Still, the idea of a group coming in and brutally murdering you at random does stick with you, and Nicolas Cage gives a wonderful performance.
This is honestly more of a stylized revenge thriller than an actual horror film, and it can be a bit of an acquired taste, in large part due to its strangeness. However, its unique style definitely helps it stand out in the genre.
Our fitting prop from this movie, given its overuse of flashing lights, is a flashing light. Or a flashlight. I told you to get a flashing light. You know what this means.
Why do we have no friends again?
Number 9, Children of the Corn. This movie from the mind of Stephen King follows the story of a fictional town, Gatton, Nebraska. This small town has taken a very dark and very strange turn when a force convinces all the children in town to murder all of the adults. When an unlucky couple passes through Gatton, they are in for nothing but trouble and are stuck dealing with what is going on in this town.
The idea of a town full of children that kill adults is an unsettling concept, and I can see where this film would have potential. Unfortunately, it is dragged down by awkward acting and an unlikable lead couple who spend the whole film arguing and making you wonder why they're together. Additionally, the climax destroys any horror this film may have built up, thanks to the laughable special effects.
Still, it will make you think twice next time you're on a road trip driving down a quiet road surrounded by cornfields.
Yep, so here's our prop. Of course, corn.
Where did you get corn this late at night?
Well, I wanted to make sure that we kept with the theme of children and corn, so I kind of stole it from...
Please tell me, did not steal it from Farmer Joe's kids again.
Hey, Paul, someone didn't cook our corn again. Dagnabbit, probably them goths down at the graveyard. Come to our meeting and you'll get it back. Stay off of my property, you weirdos.
Sorry, we meant no harm. Brother, you are a menace to society.
I'm a menace with corn, so there's that. Number 8, Rosemary's Baby. A young couple moves into a New York apartment, hoping to start a new life. However, things quickly take a turn for the horrific when the wife, Rosemary, has what she believes to be a nightmare in which she's raped by the devil himself. Not long after this, she finds herself pregnant, and complications with the pregnancy, along with the unusual interest of the neighbors in the baby, tell her that sinister forces may in fact be at work.
The positives of this film are that viewers really are on the edge of their seats, feeling almost as paranoid as Rosemary herself. We really get the vibe that no one can be trusted. The downsides to the film are that it has a lot of filler plot that drags at times, and certain elements seem unnecessary.
If you have the patience to sit through the film's massive amounts of filler, this is at its core a very effective movie that can make you feel as trapped and paranoid as its lead. Hey sister, so do you think that the baby doll right there will be sufficient for decoration?
What have you done to it? What have you done to its eyes?
I colored them in and polished them. I thought it would look better.
Yeah, you're right. It totally looks better. Now, let's just sprinkle some rosemary on it, and voila! Rosemary's Baby. Wait. This isn't rosemary. It's Italian seasoning.
Well, it has rosemary in it, I think. Anyway, it's not like our non-cult is gonna notice. But hey, I think it's coming along well. I have high hopes that people will show up.
Yes, me too. Though it shouldn't be too hard with as popular as we are around here. Number 7, Apostle. This movie follows the story of Thomas Richardson, who travels to a remote island to search for and rescue his sister, Jennifer, who has been kidnapped and held for ransom by a cult. Thomas sneaks his way onto the island and tries to blend in with the others there. During his time on the island, Thomas makes many disturbing discoveries as he races against time, cult leaders, and some supernatural forces in order to save his sister.
This movie is at its best in the first half, when it is actually quite a compelling as a rescue mission / thriller story. You feel nervous for Thomas as he attempts to navigate what he believes is an entire village full of insane cultists to save his loved one. Unfortunately, the film unravels in the second half when it starts to veer more into the supernatural goings-on at the island, which are neither well explained nor particularly scary, and the movie loses the intrigue of the first half.
All in in all, a well-developed and unique film that could have benefited from more excitement.
Okay, let me get our decoration for this film ready.
A jar?
Yes, a jar of blood. Since the cults in the film offer up one, I felt it should be a fitting tribute. Now here, hold this.
We're ghosts, you dullard. You cannot bleed.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll be right back. Ah! There you are.
Whose blood is this?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Number 6, The Endless. Brothers Aaron and Justin receive a mysterious videotape supposedly sent to them by a member of a UFO death cult they escaped from as children. Hesitant but wanting closure, the brothers journey to find the cult and the truth behind it. However, what they find is far stranger and more dangerous than they could have possibly imagined. And this time, it may be harder for them to leave.
The acting in this movie is phenomenal, and there's actually quite a bit of humor. I could actually believe that these two were brothers. I really enjoyed this film as a sci-fi type thriller film. The only downside is when you look at it through the lens of a horror movie, because it is not scary, just uncomfortable and strange at times. However, it is a very enjoyable film that has a very effective cult.
As Sister stated, this movie veers more into sci-fi territory than straight-up horror. However, if you are a fan of cults and cosmic time-warping stories, give this one a watch.
So, here is our prop. A videotape.
I wonder what's on this tape. It looks old.
You better not watch it. I found that in the graveyard with warning signs all over it.
Too late, my reckless abandon won over again.
Look, do what you want, but I'm telling you that it is not a good idea. I'm going to go pop the popcorn in the microwave, and while I'm gone, do not watch that.
Whatever. You don't scare me. I'm already dead. Ah!
Brother? Where'd you go? Oh well, I'm sure he's fine. Anyway, sorry about that little break. Here is number 5. Number 5, The Wicker Man. This movie follows the story of a Christian police officer who travels to the island of Summer Isle off the coast of Scotland. He travels there after receiving an anonymous tip about a missing child on the island. The locals here have a lot of strange traditions and customs, and the officer soon discovers that they are a pagan cult planning a ritualistic human sacrifice. Where were you?
Fun fact, ghosts can harm other ghosts.
Are you okay?
Yeah, sure. Ripped clothes and scared out of your wits is back in season again.
Well, why do I have a feeling that this has to do with the tape that I told you not to watch?
Anyway, so The Wicker Man, right?
Yes.
This movie can at times have the same problem as Rosemary's Baby, with being full of filler, as most of the film is just the protagonist talking to the villagers about the missing child, with nothing really scary happening at first. However, the characters and setting are all charming enough to where you don't really mind, and then of course when the truth is revealed at the end, the shock of the final act certainly sticks with you.
Overall, the acting is strong and the bright scenery and joyful songs are captivating as the tension builds. In this film, we see some of the group wearing these animal masks, so we got some too.
Look at me, I'm an elephant.
And I'm a tiger. Am I not unsettling and mysterious?
Yeah, no one's coming to this, are they?
I have my doubts. Now, of course, we cannot ignore the existence of the Nicolas Cage-helmed remake. However, we felt it best to stick with the original as the remake isn't quite as well received.
Well, why do you say that, sister?
Well, many believe it to be far too comedic to be taken seriously, as well as overacted.
A bit of a ridiculous claim if you ask me.
Oh, by the way, brother, the popcorn is ready.
Oh, thanks, I'm starving. It's burnt! I told you to put it in the microwave for 2 minutes exactly.
I did.
Well, then how'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? Number 4, The Ritual. A group of friends goes on a hiking trip in the Swedish countryside to honor their recently murdered friend. While in the woods, they find themselves hunted by a mysterious creature and the cult that worships it. As they fight for survival, they uncover the horrific truth of the beast and why it is after them in the first place.
This film is so good. The characters are likable, the threat is formidable, the scenery is fitting, and the plot is well developed. The only thing that this film gets a few negative points on is the presence of the cult itself.
Yes, the cult doesn't actually make an appearance until the last third. However, their presence is felt enough throughout the film to consider this a cult movie. Aside from that, the creature itself is terrifying and creative. This is a unique, folklore-inspired horror film that I like to see more of. And here is our prop for this one, which is like the mark they used in the film to signify who is in the cult.
What was that? The mark in this film was 3 large holes on the chest.
2, 3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Imbecile.
Maybe this is why we don't have any friends.
Something. Number 3, The Sacrament. This found footage movie follows the story of 2 alternative news reporters who decide to accompany a worried brother who received a mysterious letter from his sister claiming that she is in some sort of very secretive group. They travel overseas to a seemingly perfect utopia where everyone is happy and everyone is equal. Soon, some very concerning revelations come to light, and the men are forced to push themselves to the limit to escape this place before it is too late.
One thing that adds to this film's terror is how realistic it is. There are no malevolent gods pulling the strings or any unrealistically complex sacrifice rituals here. Just a charismatic leader and the people he's manipulated into following his every word. The fact that this movie is based on the events of the Jonestown Massacre just heighten the horror and the realism.
It is scary because of the brainwashing that has occurred and the way that the group is convinced to do such horrible things.
Of course, our prop for this one is red drink mix that I have taken the liberty of creating. And after an entire video of talking, I must say that I am quite parched.
Brother, you didn't actually put poison in it, did you?
No, it's just strawberry. I hate strawberry drink mix.
You are the definition of a hot mess.
Number 2, The Void. After bringing an injured man to a local hospital, a police officer finds himself at the mercy of a mysterious cult, who have trapped him, his wife, and the hospital's staff and patients inside the building. The officer now has to find a way to fend off these cultists, as well as the monsters and otherworldly forces that also lurk in the hospital's halls.
This film jumps into action quickly and wastes no time throwing viewers into a terrifying world of cults, monsters, and betrayal between the depressing scenery, the monsters, and the ominous cult waiting outside. This film masters the no escape feeling. There are many positives in the movie, including the acting, scares, and story. The only downsides lie in the effectiveness of the cult itself. They were ominous and fearsome, but we saw very little of them, and they didn't highly contribute to the plot.
Though the cult itself may not have played a huge part, this movie is still a dark, nightmarish thrill ride that we would love to enjoy again. And personally, I think it only fitting that our symbol be that of the cult itself, the humble triangle.
Agree wholeheartedly.
What are you doing?
Well, it's our symbol, or the entry, the triangle.
I meant we would just hang up a picture of a triangle, not tape it to our face.
Wait, brother. I see something. Just like in the movie. The triangle is putting me in contact with higher beings. Beings whose existence is unknowable and motivates beyond our comprehension. They're sharing the secrets of the universe with me and bestowing on me the light of cosmic knowledge too vast for mortal minds to grasp.
Really? What exactly are they telling you?
Oh, wait, no. I was just staring into the cemetery security light again.
Do the next entry.
Number 1, Midsummer. Ari Aster takes us on a journey with Danny, a young woman who is going through a really awful time in her life. Danny accompanies her boyfriend Christian and his friends on a trip to Sweden. Pele, one of Christian's friends, is from a small commune there and wants to bring his friends to his home for a summer festival. When the group arrives, things seem peaceful, normal, and almost magical. However, the longer that the group is there, the weirder and more horrifying things become.
This film does a good job of immersing you in the practices and environment of the cult, almost making you feel like you're part of the proceedings. And by contrasting the cult's sinister actions with their outwardly friendly demeanor, that just makes the scares all the more disturbing. The only nitpick I could find is that our protagonists don't really put up much of a fight once the cultists turn on them. But honestly, what would one really do in that scenario? This movie was frightening, well acted, and oozing with atmosphere.
Truly a masterpiece of a film and everything you want out of a cult horror movie. Our final prop, flowers. Now, we just wait for all of our new friends to arrive. This will be the perfect event.
And no one showed up. I don't get it. We did everything those movies said, which would draw people to us. What gives?
Hold on. I think I see someone coming now. Hello, new friend. Welcome.
Hello, Scary Sibs. No, not him. Pack it up and run. Let's get out of here.
Non-cult cancelled. Well, our plan didn't work. I guess we are just going to have to deal with the guests that we can get.
Yes, unfortunately so. I suppose that's our lot in life, to review movies in this crypt, friendless, until the next annoying guest comes along.
I suppose so. Anyway, that was our picks for the top 10 horror movies about cults. Do you agree or disagree with our picks? Let us know in the comments.
Until next time, I'm Scary Bro.
And I'm Scary Sis. And we are
the Scary Sibs.